Greetings, wayward fans. Thank you all for watching. My name is Kripke, and I will be your guide as we dive into another episode analysis video. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy. The third episode this season is called Dead in the Water. Sam and Dean investigate a series of unnatural drownings at a huge lake in Wisconsin. They soon discover that Casper, the not-so-friendly ghost, went vengeful and using water as his murder weapon. Have you heard of a haunted lake before? This lake is called Manitowoc, and a vengeful spirit was born here when a little boy was drowned over 35 years ago. And no, his name is not Jason Voorhees. Let the hunt begin. Several decades ago, Peter Sweeney was an accidental drowning victim in Lake Manitowoc when he was 12. Bill Carlton and Jake Devins were his friends, and because Peter was much smaller, they liked to play jokes on him. One day they decided to hold his head under the water in the lake, and before they realized what was happening, Peter accidentally drowned. In a panic, Bill and Jake let his body sink to the bottom of the lake and buried his bike not too far away. Following his death, Peter's spirit became vengeful and haunted the lake. He set about taking revenge on Jake and Bill by killing off their families and descendants one by one, so as to cause them the same agony that Peter's death caused his mother. Peter killed a total of 6 people within 34 years after his death, but during the 35th year, he had to accelerate his killings due to the local dam leaking, draining away the lake. He started with Christopher Barr, father to Lucas and wife to Andrea. He then pulled down 18-year-old Sophie Carlton while she was out swimming, and finally Will Carlton while he was cleaning the fish. Thankfully, the Winchesters are now in town.
Apparently, he took Lucas out swimming. Lucas was on a floating wooden platform when Chris drowned, 2 hours before the kid got rescued.
Due to the circumstances of his death, Peter's spirit was able to manipulate and control the water in and coming from the lake. When water outside of the lake was under Peter's control, it would turn a murky, dark green, brownish color. Super strength. Ghosts can sometimes tap into and access superhuman levels of strength and speed, especially when motivated by intense emotion or concentration. Peter also possessed this as a ghost, being able to drag down full-grown men and drown them. Hydrokinesis. Peter was able to manipulate the water in the lake where he drowned. He used this skill to kill his victims. Since the plumbing in the surrounding area was connected to the lake, he could drown people who were using any system of water, such as a bathtub or sink. In case you were unfortunate enough to run into a similar spirit, this is how the Winchesters put him to rest. The Winchesters arrive at Andrea Barr's house just as she is dragged under the water in her bathtub. After Sam pulls her out of the water, she tells him that she heard a voice in the water say, "Come play with me." Lucas leads them to the spot where Peter's bicycle is buried. Jake arrives, and he isn't happy when he sees the Winchesters next to the buried bike. He starts to confess what he and Bill had done so many years ago.
Tell me, you didn't kill anyone.
We were holding his head under the water. We didn't mean to. But we held him under too long, and he drowned.
Suddenly, Lucas is pulled into the lake by a ghostly hand. Dean and Sam dive in after him, but he's nowhere to be seen. Realizing what he must do, Jake walked into the lake, calling for Peter to take him instead of his grandson. It worked. After Peter dragged him down, he let Lucas go. After a long 35 years, his spirit is finally at rest.
Thank you.
This is the analysis and reveal, where I put the episode under a microscope for your entertainment and knowledge. Number 1. The actual lake that takes place in this episode is really called Bunsen Lake, not Lake Montauk, and it's located in British Columbia near Vancouver. Number 2. The title of this episode is Dead in the Water. It is also the name of a song by Hawthorne Heights. Number 3. Jared Padalecki's hand was partially broken while filming this part of the TV show, because he and Jensen Ackles got into a bar fight. The way they tell it, they came into the bar after there already been a fight, and they were mistaken for the troublemakers. Another version of the story says that some guy wasn't very happy when his girlfriend approached either Jensen or Jared. Both funny stuff. On to cultural references. Number 1. Bunsen Lake. The lake used in the episode as Lake Montauk was the same lake used in the movie Devour in 2005, which Jensen Ackles appeared in. Number 2.
Will Carlton?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm Agent Ford. This is Agent Hamill. We're the U.S. Wildlife Service.
Sam and Dean introduced themselves as Agents Ford and Hamill, the surnames of Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill. They played Han Solo and Luke Skywalker in the Star Wars original trilogy starting in 1977. In addition to the Star Wars reference, Andrea's son is named Lucas, another reference to the Star Wars creator George Lucas. Number 3.
Mind if I say hi?
Tell your friend this whole Jerry Maguire thing's not gonna work on me.
I don't think that's what this is about.
This is a reference to the movie Jerry Maguire, in which Tom Cruise plays a man who spends a fair amount of time trying to charm a single mother's child in order to get close to the mother. Number 4. The opening scene in this episode looks exactly like the one in the 1975 movie Jaws, when a woman is swimming and something below her is lurking in the depths and watching. Number 5. The reference that the sheriff makes is from a long-running TV game show called Let's Make a Deal that started in 1960 all the way to today.
And you don't ever darken my doorstep again.
Door number 2 sounds good.
That's the one I'd pick.
Number 6. The beautiful Amy Acker, who plays Andrea, also appeared in Angel from 2001 to 2004, a spin-off of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Amy played the character of Fred, as well as Ilaria.
I'm ready to begin.
Number 7.
Will Carlton saw something grab his sister.
There are no indigenous carnivores in that lake, unless it was the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah. Right.
Will Carlton was traumatized and
The Loch Ness Monster, aka Nessie, was spotted on May 2nd, 1933, and was believed to be a dinosaur lake monster that survived the mass extinction event that killed the dinosaurs. Even today, people still believe the Loch Ness Monster still roams the depths of Loch Ness.
So, I think it's safe to say we can rule out Nessie. Will Carlton is dead.
He drowned?
Yep, in the sink.
Number 8. At the end of the episode, Dean tells Lucas to remember one important thing: Zeppelin rules. In December of 2016, Jensen and Danielle Ackles welcomed twins, Zeppelin and Arrow. Although Jensen has said that the name Zeppelin came from a rope knot called the Zeppelin Bend, not from the band itself.
If you're gonna be talking now, this is a very important phrase, so I want you to repeat it back to me one more time.
Zeppelin rules.
That's right, up high.
On to Deja Vu. Number 9. Nico McGowan, who plays Lucas, appears for another small part in Supernatural in Season 7, Episode 3, The Girl Next Door, back in 2011. He played a young kid who bullied the new girl.
Hey, don't touch me.
Hey, I said be nice.
Why don't you?
Number 2. Amy Acker is one of 4 stars from the CBS drama Person of Interest from 2011 to appear in Supernatural. She was preceded by Sarah Shahan in Supernatural Pilot. She played the woman in white.
Can I get you anything else?
Just a check, please.
Okay.
You know, Sam, we are allowed to have fun once in a while. That's fun.
And now on to continuity errors. Now for some fun. I'm going to show you a very short clip from the episode, and let's see if you can find the error. Pause the video if you need more time. Number 1. When Will was cleaning the fish, the water starts to fill and you can see the plug in the sink. He reaches in the water to find the plug, but in the next shot you can see the plug sitting on the counter next to him. In the next shot, the plug is back in the water and he pulls it out and sets it on the counter where it was before. Number 2. There's a little mix-up in the position of his head and his hand in the sink once the water drains. The shot from below the sink shows his head resting on his left hand, but in from the shot above, you can see his right arm under his head and body. Number 3. While Andrea is taking her relaxing bath in the warm H2O, the level of the water goes from almost overflowing to way down between shots just before she's attacked. Number 4. When Sam is trying to pull Andrea out of the tub, you can briefly see the actress is wearing panties! Sorry, I was thinking of a scene from the 70s show. And by the way, who wears panties while taking a bath? Number 5.
Here, take a look at this. I think I got one. Lake Manitowoc, Wisconsin.
When Dean was looking through the newspaper of recent deaths, he circled Sophie Carlton's photo and her name. But when he shows it to Sam a minute later, the circle is different. It's just circled around the photo only. Number 6.
Here, take a look at this. I think I got one. Lake Manitowoc, Wisconsin. Last week, Sophie Carlton, 18, walks into the lake, doesn't walk out.
Although Dean tells Sam that Sophie Carlton drowned last week, her obituary shown in the paper shows that she drowned on August 16th. The printed obituary must be inaccurate because the episode's timeline is a necessity sometime after November 2nd, 2005, which is the date when Sam's girlfriend Jessica died. Now on to goofs. Just like with continuity errors, I'm going to show you a very short clip from the episode, and let's see if you can find the error. Pause the video if you need more time. Number 1.
She was about 100 yards out.
As Sam prepares to say goodbye to Andrea, you can briefly see a microphone wire appear just above his jeans. Number 2.
How you holding up?
It's just gonna take a long time to sort through everything, you know?
When Will starts to talk to Sam and Dean, you can briefly see for a split second a boom mic appear at the top center of the screen. Now let's tally up the total kills done by Peter Sweeney. Between 1970 and 2004, Peter killed 6 total people from both Bill and Jake's families. In 2005, he killed a total of 6 people. Before Sam and Dean arrived, there were 3 drownings. 1 unknown person, Chris Barr, which was Lucas's father, and Sophie, who we saw get pulled under like Jaws. Will Carlton was the strangest kill, drowning in a sink. The final deaths are Bill and Jake, the very 2 people who originally drowned him. This leaves us with a grand total of 12 victims. That's a rather impressive number for such a little kid. If you would like to know more about real haunted lakes or paranormal occurrences on or near water, check out the links in the description below. If anyone has an interest in real paranormal investigating, or simply have a story, video, or photo you'd like to share, reach out to Thomas D'Agostino, public speaker, author of 12 books, and over 38 years of paranormal investigating. He is always looking for new stories and experiences to share. You can find his contact info in the description below. Please remember to like and subscribe to become a member of Kripke's Supernatural Hunters. And don't forget to click the bell so you'll be notified of any new videos. I'd love to hear from you. Please feel free to leave me a comment or any questions you may have below. Thank you so much for watching, Wayward fans, and as always, carry on the hunt.